thank you to the Asian Society. I must say, I probably have seen that movie already over 100 times, and I don't know what about you, but I continue to have good goosebumps out of it. I'm a father of 4 daughters, and every time that I see this, I see how privileged we are and how wonderful it is to actually give back to the next generation and to give back to society instead of to live on society. And I think this is the theme what we deeply believe in at Unilever. And first of all, we thank and we're deeply honored to get this Global Citizen Award. And I think it's our long legacy and history which we already have in Asia, which ties us up very deeply to the Asian society. We have already businesses in Indonesia, in India, for over 80 years. We have a market capitalization both in Indonesia and in India, which is above 20 billion, because those two are listed companies. At the same time, in Myanmar, we already have a business for over 80 years. And so what you see is that we are deeply ingrained in the Asian society and in the emerging world. And we believe is that indeed, by being completely integrated in those societies, that is the way to indeed to be part of society. And if we look at what we currently have, is already almost 60% of our total global business is in the emerging markets. But by 2020, we think is that 75% of our global business will indeed be in the emerging markets. And the ultimate what we try to do is to double this business, but we want to do it in a new way, in what we call the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan way. And as I said, that is giving back to society instead of living on society. And I think is that this Lifebuoy film is actually a very good example. Because what we see is that those brands, those products which actually have a purpose, who give to society, they grow faster. And so ultimately this is a growth model. It delivers back to society, it delivers shareholders value, and at the same time it delivers an incredible engagement of all our employees. And so it is not only a growth model, but it is also a heart model, where we truly and genuinely are connecting all different parts, whether it is society, whether it is our own employees. And Lifebuoy is a good example, and there's many of these examples, that through these purpose-driven brands is that we drive growth to double our business with halving our environmental footprint, and indeed with 100% sustainably sourced products. Dove is a good other example, and I don't know who of you have seen the Dove sketches. 170 million people have seen the Dove sketches, and it's another brand with a point of view who tells to all women around the world is you're more beautiful than you think. And in that way, we have a very clear, and we make sure, is that indeed beauty is not a source of anxiety in the world, but a source of confidence. And so I want to thank the Asian Society for recognizing this. I'm deeply honored to receive the prize, and I think it is to all our employees who are so passionate about how we want to run this business. Because ultimately we believe that this is how we create the best business and the best where we touch 1 billion better lives. And we have another example, and we want to give you also with a little present when you go home. It's called the Wonder Bag. And the Wonder Bag is exactly what Josette just said. It is giving nutrition and real good food. And this was a social entrepreneur who created this invention in Africa, where this is truly a wonder bag. Because this bag, indeed, is a simmer where it creates truly nutritious food. But indeed, it's less water intensive. The carbon footprint is actually, because you don't need the wood for it, it actually halves the carbon footprint of the whole cooking. But most importantly, actually, the women in Africa who go out to get the wood, they are not exposed to potential rape and all those part of other consequences. And so again, I want to give this to you, the Wonder Bag. Every time that you think about this, think a little bit about a growth model. because we do this together with our biggest food brand around the world, which is Knorr. And there you see nutritious food, where we actually create sustainable, nutritious food, and we help women in Africa. That is what we believe is the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan in action. That is what you have seen in the Lifebuoy film. And to make sure is that the simple act of hand washing has already made sure is that we have touched 100 million people around the world. And that is the way to prevent hygiene. Our founder founded the company to make hygiene a commonplace, and we are passionate to make sure is that we make sustainable living a commonplace. And in that sense, we're very honored. And so thank you to the Asia Society for this prize. Thank you.